they give you a free digital download. So we were just fucking around a couple of days ago and we were looking at it and they had Lion King on there. So I'm like, do I want to potentially ruin my childhood favorite Disney movie?
I didn't bother watching it because apparently it wasn't that great.
So once you wrap your head around the fact that it's like real animals, like super CGI real animals, then you can get behind the fact that there's a fucking live warthog and a live whatever the fuck Timon is singing Hakuna Matata.
Meerkat?
Is it a meerkat? Yeah.
Meerkat.
He's like singing Hakuna Matata. It looks weird, obviously visually, because you're used to like the super colorful cartoon type of thing. But with this, they're trying to obviously bring it to like the new age, and it's like, again, you have to accept the fact that you're watching a movie which kind of scene by scene is the exact same movie. There are no differences. There's like the very slight difference where like Simba starts eating the way that Timon and Pumbaa. Do you remember Lion King?
Man, it's been years. I watched it a lot as a kid, but I haven't watched it since I was a kid.
So if you remember,
like beginning to end.
After Mufasa dies, Scar tells Simba to run away.
Yeah,
when he's a kid, so he runs away.
Oh, I remember that.
And that, of course, I remember.
Yeah, I remember.
And
that
then they have, then eventually Simba meets Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah. I remember the whole.
So once they meet them, they start getting Simba to eat their way, where they eat like maggots and like little things rather than
I remember the song
because he's like walking around and like the antelopes are looking like, oh shit, like there's a lion around. But they cut in some. Seth Rogen says something because he's Pumbaa. He goes, "Oh yeah, it's vegan friendly or something like that too, right?" Like they add little clips or little parts to the script like that where they try to make it more our generation per se. But again, once you get over the fact that it is super CGI and it looks like,
but does it look good?
It looks good,
right?
In my opinion, it looks good. The two issues I had with it though, Mufasa. They kept the same guy with the voice, James Earl Jones or whatever his name is. Great voice, don't get me wrong. But he just sounds super old. Like he sounds like Mufasa's supposed to be mighty and like strong and like
because he dies in his prime. No?
Yeah, but he just sounds old. That's the part that had me a little bit off about that. And even Scar as well, he looks super old, whereas they could have made him look more menacing. Like he has a scar on his face. Have you seen the picture of him, like the CGI version of him?
I think so, and a lot of people, I think they were saying how he looks too depleted. He looks sickly.
Exactly.
Sickly?
You want him to look like, I wish they had like the full black mane.
He's even in the cartoon, he's always supposed to look like a little cowering bitch next to Mufasa. Like he's a tiny, skinny.
That's true, but even the mane,
maybe
I feel
it was
like
overdone.
They made like the mane not as
like scraggly or something.
Yeah, they made it scraggly. The scar wasn't.
I saw a picture.
The scar wasn't as prominent as I wish it was. You know what I mean? Like it was there, but it just didn't look like, the scar that you're used to seeing in the fucking Disney show. So I enjoyed it strictly for the fact that I wrapped my head around the fact that it's going to be super CGI and animal based.
Yeah.
And if you have an hour and a half that you just want to fuck around with, go for it.
It's hard for me to bother, but maybe.
If you ever have kids, and whenever I have kids too, I'm going to show them the first one up until the point that they can understand the difference between CGI and cartoon.
Yeah.
Like, all right, this is what this is what the new version looks like. But you always have to show the kids like the old school Disney VHS. Pull out the fucking VHS.
Yeah, that's the one.
Show that to them.
That's the one that I watched a lot of times as a kid. That was like my favorite shit.
You see what my girl has out there? Like all those. I don't know if you booked it in the living room. There's the whole stack of VHSs.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
With Disney Plus, you ain't gonna need it, but.
Touche, but there's nothing like unwinding a tape and rewinding it and shit and putting it back into the VHS. You got to teach the kids that type of shit.
That's hilarious.
The struggles, yo. It's not just one fucking press.
Now that I think of it, I actually do have a VHS, a VCR, a VHS player. I forgot, man. A VCR. It's
been too long.
Yeah, I actually have one, yeah.
I think it's good to keep around, but one thing Rob was actually telling me as well, he goes, yo, get that shit digital now. Like every video that you have, there's something that you can take it to a store or even you can do it yourself where you can just record everything to like a USB now. So it's just a file now.
You can just find those same movies online and just download a copy somehow. You know what I mean?
You're right. Joker was good.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm not going to do like super spoilers or anything like that. It was good, but massively overhyped.
Okay. That's your opinion. Okay. You're the first one to say that. Others are saying it lived up to the hype. Or it was just as good. It was a masterpiece. It was amazing. But you're saying it was good, but not that
above
good.
average superhero movie.
Like
right?
It's an 8, but people are calling it a 10.
11. People are calling it a fucking 11. Earlier today, I saw somebody on Twitter say the same shit.
Great.
Somebody was like, "Oh, greatest movie I've ever seen." I'm like, "Pump the brakes, homie. Pump the brakes."
Oh my god. Okay, should I say names? Okay, one of Harmon, right?
Yeah.
He watched Joker the other day too, right? Apparently, he went in not watching any trailers, so he heard Joker movie and thought like it's a superhero movie. And he came out and he was the only one who
was he pissed?
He gave me a bad. He's like, dude, fuck that movie, bro. I went in, I was like, what the fuck is this slow shit going on and stuff? I'm like, dude, it's a drama. You didn't know that? He's like, no, I thought it was gonna be like a proper superhero movie, like Joker. I see Joker thinking about Batman, right? I'm like, no, dude,
you think you're gonna get Bruce Wayne in there? You're gonna think
so
you're gonna get Batman?
Imagine thinking you're getting like an action fest and then going in and getting that in a theater. He was just so irritated.
He seems like a guy that's like super detached from like the pop culture.
Oh yeah, he's hilarious
media.
in that sense. But yeah, when he goes to watch it, it's entertainment. Man. Like that's it. Like he's just trying to sit back, relax, watch something entertaining. He's not into dramas too much. So
super minimal action, like super minimal action.
That's what I heard too.
It's all more mental and like how he became obviously
and his portrayal. Is it Heath Ledger level?
See that's the difference though. I forgot who brought it up before, but it's like Heath Ledger you get for an accumulated maybe 30 to 35 minutes in that Dark Knight Rises movie.
This one there's a lot more.
It's all Joker, right?
Yeah.
So I liked Heath Ledger's Joker just because of how like crazy he did seem, like out of his mind. This one was a little bit more because they try to give you more reasoning as to why he became crazy. He was dark. Yeah.
Right.
And they try to make it, I don't know if this is really a spoiler, but like they try to make it seem like it's a condition he has of laughing rather than him just wanting to laugh.
Oh, okay.
So that's another thing, right? Yeah. I don't want to get too much into it and start like fucking around with people and spoilering. I'm sorry if I fucking spoilered, but yeah, dude, huge fucking fights this past week. We had not huge, but a plethora of fights. We had like over 3 fights, 3 events this past week. Cage Warriors at an event too, but obviously we don't really give a fuck. No. So let's start off with Friday. We had Bellator. And the main event was Frank Mir, Roy Nelson. Did you watch it?
No, I just heard about the result. Frank Mir won another decision.
Did you read up how he won the decision or anything about the fight?
I just kind of assumed it was probably the same way as the first fight.
So how do you think he won this fight? Let's get that.
Clinching, maybe maybe a bit of distance.
This guy channeled his inner Edson Barboza and leg kicked the fuck out of Roy Nelson for 3 rounds. It was because obviously Roy wasn't able to like establish his footing and really get off power shots or anything like that, right? So he like from the get-go, from bell to bell, he was just on his leg. And he didn't seem to overcommit on striking too much with his hands, at least to rock or drop.
That's interesting.
Right, Nelson. So there's none of that, but it was a lot of like
Mirrors looked terrible. I mean, they both looked really bad recently, but that's cool.
But I was surprised that he came out with that type of game plan and stuck to it. Stuck to it to the point where he didn't overextend or even get into a danger position where Roy Nelson could capitalize or land a knockout blow. Yeah. So decent win for him there. Another big thing that happened that night as well, they announced a big fight.
Chandler Henderson too. This is one of those
3-rounder now, right?
Okay.
Because there's no title.
This is one of those where everyone's just in agreement that Chandler won. Do you remember this fight?
I remember we had a little bit of a discussion about it because there's one round where I think Chandler was holding him down, but not doing anything.
Round 4. Everyone scored it for Chandler, it seems. Yeah. But I'm like, he just held him and Henderson landed the strikes from the defensive position. So I gave it to Henderson.
Yeah.
I had Henderson winning the fight. Apparently, most people was like, what are you crazy? Chandler, Chandler won that fight easily. But I remember watching that first time. I thought Henderson actually won the first fight. So this is actually
I think they had it 4-1, right?
No, it was 3. It should have been at least 3-2. Yeah,
I can't remember exactly.
I think some people actually might have had it 4-1, but I think it was like 1, 2, and 4 were 100% Henderson, and I was kind of like 4. I don't know about that, man.
I remember 4 was the sketchiest one because that was the one.
And I remember
he was on the ground.
I told you watched the fight after me, and I was like, "How would you score round 4?" And you're like, I'm thinking you probably scored it for Henderson, so you knew right away.
Just
so
based off of like the damage off of his back.
Yeah, you saw it too. I was like, is it just me tripping? Because I see like most people, almost everyone scoring it for Chandler.
I do recall like tweeting it out afterwards as well, and then people are like giving me flack. They're like, "No way, he won that round."
Yeah, I'm like rewatch it. I don't know, man.
What are we basing this off of? Like number one criteria in judging a fight is normally damage.
Yeah, right? He was literally just pinning him against the cage, and Henderson was just had his legs tied up and landing little elbow. Nothing much, but it was something.
It's super weird seeing them because they had like a face-to-face through Skype type of thing where they had Mike Goldberg kind of interviewing both of them.
I definitely tuned out.
Old. I
definitely tuned out because that shit is really awkward and cringy with Bellator. I can't
throw Mike Goldberg in there.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? He's gonna say some dumb shit, and
we don't need Mike Goldberg trying to let John McCarthy try that shit out. I'm sure he could do a better job.
It's funny now. The few times like you watch a Bellator event here and there because it's not on as often, and you hear Goldberg. And now you hear a UFC broadcast without him, you're kind of like, yeah, it definitely was the right call.
Yeah,
to
John,
he's just so hokey. He's just so hokey. He's too goofy. Like you hear it now that it's off the UFC broadcast and they're without it.
It's a little bit more exaggerated.
There. Yeah, Anik is an actual play-by-play who loves the sport,
professional with that,
but who also loves the sport, like a huge super fan, which is kind of rare to get. So
and he does the work too, because he does more. I feel like he does way more research than Mike Goldberg ever did. So he has more.
Goldie relied on his mannerisms and his little one-liners and stuff. He didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. But
I forgot what fight it was, either on Bellator. Yeah, it was on Friday. He said something about how this fighter, his longest fight has only been 6 minutes and 40 seconds long or something. And then the fight got into the third round. It goes, first time this fighter's ever been in the third round. I guess that doesn't make sense since I just told you guys he went like 6 minutes and something on this. He was fighting 2 3-minute rounds or something, or 3 2-minute rounds or something like that. Jeez, Goldie, stop trying to save yourself, bro.
Just stop.
And I love that Big John tries to like baby him along with it.
Big John's, he's okay.
He deals with it properly because he knows.
How do you like him on commentary? I think he's all right.
I don't mind it.
I really don't mind it. I could do without him, but I don't hate him there. That's how I feel. I'm indifferent kind of.
One thing I wanted to show you, actually, it was from last night's Bellator, but we'll get into that when we get to that card. Was there anything else big on that Bellator card now that I'm thinking about it?
I don't think so.
231.
Oh, was Nemkov or someone fighting? I think I saw a couple of decent names on that card. I just scanned the card.
That was one of the cards that actually Beck
Rawlings got armbarred or something. Yeah.
Could you believe she was a solid favorite again? I'm so pissed I didn't bet on that fight. I was so fucking pissed.
I watched glimpses of that fight actually, and yeah, from what I saw, it was just like her getting held down, and then I didn't watch the finish, but like
she has no ground game whatsoever. Phil Davis goes out there and has a great performance.
Yeah, he TKO'd that young guy.
He apparently put it on him, dude. Yeah. Like he obviously was going for his takedowns as normal, and he wasn't having as much success with it in the first 2 rounds. But in the third round, I was really like getting onto Carl, I think the guy's name was. And then, he was just overwhelming him. Dude, he just kept getting into this position where they're up against the cage and Phil was kind of riding the guy's back. And he was just trying to get wrist control on one side so that he can continue pounding his face in. And fuck, it was very dominant. I was very surprised that Phil Davis was going out there trying to get a bet like that.
Where does he go? Because nobody wants Bader Davis 3 for the light heavyweight belt.
They're talking about Bader. Just who's Bader supposed to fight?
The Ryzen.
No. So they were talking about that initially, but now they're trying to. I don't know why they're wiping that away. But I think they're going to do Bader against Vadim Nemkov. Who's that guy? He's
the one who beat Davis by split decision.
Yes, that guy. So they want to line that up. So what I heard was they're potentially going to do Phil Davis against the Risen guy, the champion over there.
I like that better.
But they should do it in Bellator because if he goes over to Risen and wins the Risen belt, not as the Bellator champion, it seems kind of weird. I think they should only really.
I guess they have enough of a relationship. He can just.
He can go back and forth.
He can fight there, once a year or something.
It was a decent showing again, I guess. And one thing that really caught me off guard is they said he's 35.
Yeah.
How fucked is that? Considering like when we like got into the sport and he was like a rising star, and remember we went to go watch him
now
against Rashad Evans and shit. Like we're like, he's gonna beat Rashad. He's the fucking new guy.
No. I thought Rashad was gonna beat him. I love Rashad, man. I love Rashad. I fucking love Rashad, man.
I thought Phil Davis had a decent chance back then just because of all the potential that he.
That's why I was so happy in that fight. I was like, yo, he just tooled Davis, and he's smaller.
He showed what mixed martial arts wrestling is about.
He fucked him up. Yeah, right? He told Davis was the one grappling everyone, and
Yeah.
Rashad, the smaller guy, just completely out-grappled him. And
That was insane, just considering like all the steam Phil Davis had back then. And then Rashad's like, come here, young boy.
Easy, yeah. And that was like a Rashad who wasn't even like that hype about it. Like he was mostly just defending what Davis was doing and then reversing it all and flipping it on him. But he wasn't like that was still after the Machida loss, and I felt he got a little gun shy after that.
Oh yeah, I think that was his first loss, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. The Machida, that was a knockout, and I think he was always gun shy after that. And then the Jones loss, he kind of never recovered after that.
I just want to make sure I did. Oh yeah, Ed Ruth against Jason Jackson. Did you watch that fight at all?
No, I didn't watch that fight.
So it was. This was one of the fights I actually wanted to get into, our deciding splits, but we got Ray and Johnson we're going to get into, so we'll save that for that. But in terms of Ed Ruth and Jason Jackson, this was a fight where the first 2 rounds were kind of clear. I think it was 1-1. And then in the third round, Jason Jackson, within the first 45 seconds, he drops Ed Ruth. Like drops him. Ed Ruth like completely gets his wits back about him. And then the rest of the round completely outpoints Jason Jackson on the feet. Like keeping the...
This is the first round.
This was the third round.
Okay.
Third round. He gets dropped in the first 45 seconds. And then in the last like 4 minutes of that round, he's just pushing the pace, staying in Jason Jackson's face, and like continuously landing shots. Didn't land a big enough shot as much as to drop Jason Jackson.
Yeah, but he was consistently laying it on him.
Consistently laying on him, pushing the pressure.
Like jabs or like power shots, good combos.
Jabs followed by like a right hand, but that was about it, like a power hand, but nothing to the point of just completely rocking Jason Jackson. I'll let you watch it eventually on a separate note, because did you watch that fight or no? I think I told you to stay away from, not watch it, sorry. Did you see the result for that fight?
Yeah, Ed Ruth by split. Yeah.
I think I texted him, I'm like, yo, don't watch that just in case we go over a deciding splits. I want to get your like initial reaction to it.
What were the first 2 rounds like?
I think it was Ed Ruth that won. No, Jason Jackson won the first. Ed Ruth won the second.
And then the third.
I can't remember exactly how they won each round, but for sure it was clear. Third round was one was more of a toss-up.
Interesting. Okay.
A lot of people had money on Jason Jackson too, just because he was a pretty sizable underdog in that bet. And he has a lot of experience, way more fights than Ed Ruth as well. Thankfully, I didn't pull the trigger there, but a lot of people were pissed off with that decision. Unfortunate,
Interesting.
One thing I did want to show you from last night's Bellator before we get into the Singapore card is, did you see Baby Slice?
No, I tuned in right after his fight was done, but then I saw the result was like 30-second knockout or something.
Let me show you the 30-second knockout though.
Okay. Was it a nasty one? Was it a KO or a TKO?
I'll let you be the judge right here. Where is it? Right here.
What is he now? He's like 4-2.
I don't know exactly, but he might be. If he's 4-0 after this or 4-2 after this, he should be 3-2-1. All right, can you see this at all? Watch this. Play, motherfucker, play. Okay, there we go. Oh my god, when technology doesn't cooperate with you.
Yeah, seriously.
Come on. There we go. Okay, watch this.
Were they all to the back of the head?
So the initial one that dropped the guy looked like it was right at the back of the head. Let's see if I can play that one more time. I don't know why it's giving me so many issues. There we go.
Oh my god.
How, right?
That's completely illegal.
Like that, especially the first one is the one that really wobbles the guy, and that's the one that lands on the back of his head.
Like, that's like a 12-6 to the back of the head. What the fuck? How did it go down as a win?
Apparently, so I didn't hear the broadcast. I only saw that. But people were saying that Big John was even kind of defending the stoppage, saying the only illegal one, if any of them, was the second one. But that was unintentionally illegal.
I don't know about that.
But when you have such a repeated amount of illegal offenses, back to back to back to back, all within 5 seconds, that's illegal.
What the fuck is going on? He didn't even warn him or anything?
No.
What is that?
No, the guy went for a takedown and you saw that. That was like 30 seconds, not even 20 seconds.
How do you rule? That's like a blatant DQ. Yeah, 100%. That's ridiculous.
The other guy's manager was already on Twitter saying, like, I don't normally complain about like stuff and bad decisions or anything like that. But he goes, that one was very bad. Very, very bad. I even tweeted at the guy, I'm like, you should get on the phone, email whoever the fuck you need to email and start appealing that shit ASAP. And he replied, he goes, I've already emailed some people. I'm like,
yeah,
good, dude. Like,
that's absurd.
And
you can't be getting away with that. That has to be a DQ. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Because now the guy got knocked out as a result of this shit.
As a result of that illegal shot, the guy, he got rocked, and obviously he was able to follow up with that. Even the follow-up shots seemed like they were to the back of the head. How fucking crazy was that?
That was ridiculous. Wow.
I was very surprised that even like was a win, and there wasn't as more of a stink on the broadcast about it too, because apparently people were saying they just glossed over and didn't really say anything about it. I'm like, seriously? Come on.
That's really weird. Yeah, because I didn't even hear anything about controversy over this. I just saw the result.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, knock the guy out. No.
Poor
yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. So last night's Bellator card, there were like two big-ish fights, at least for me being a super hardcore fan, that got canceled. Fucking Vitaly Minikov versus Javi Ayala. That never ended up happening because Minikov couldn't get a visa or some shit. And they found out on like the Tuesday.
Yeah, I think I missed that one too. Like, I don't know where that fight went actually. Was that on the prelims or the main card?
No, it got scrapped, I'm saying.
Okay, it did get okay, because I'm like, wait, I remember watching the broadcast, waiting for it, and it never really happened, and then I kind of forgot about it, and I'm like, wait, yeah, I didn't end up watching this.
Yeah, no, on Tuesday, I think it came out that Minikov wasn't able to get his visa, so they had to cancel the fight. I'm like, that's a bitch. And that
seems like a little gimme of a fight, like Minikov against Ayala. Minikov should have beat Cheick Kongo in the rematch. He should still be undefeated technically.
This is actually like a little bit of a Tony Ferguson Khabib type of thing, because they were scheduled to fight before, and then Ayala had to pull out. I forgot exactly why. And then Minikov went in there and fought Tim Johnson, I believe it was. And then they booked it again, and now Minikov's out. I don't know if they're ever going to fucking get this fight.
Yeah, why does it have to happen, though?
And then Robin van Roosmalen. I'm not sure if you know much about that guy, but he was like a glory champion, kickboxing champion, 2-0 in MMA so far,
okay,
3-0 coming into this fight. And then I think a day or two before weigh-ins, he's like, I can't make the weight.
155. This is that one where he weighed 155 for a featherweight fight?
I think it was like over 10 pounds. I'm not even sure if he weighed in or not. That's the thing.
It was over 10 pounds. Yeah.
It was over 10 pounds.
And then the fight got scrapped because the other guy turned it down. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so it was a featherweight fight at 145. He weighed in at 155. Yeah.
Come on, dude.
So the guy's like, nah, fuck that. Yeah.
The guy's a killer, dude. So like the other guy is really good with jiu-jitsu. I think he's a BJJ black belt or something like that. And then Van Roosmalen is just
like a kickboxer,
striker.
Yeah.
So I was hoping to bet the fucking fight doesn't go to decision here, because like obviously that is the play to make here, depending on where that fight stays and who gets the advantage. But the rest of the card, Nick Newell goes out there and gets an L.
Oh, yes. I had that fight on. Yeah, I was kind of in and out of that one, but it was a lot of grappling.
Should have been for the other guy, unanimous, no problem.
Yeah, I definitely felt like it looked like he won.
Newell had like an adrenaline dump or something.
He had most of the positions on him, yeah. It was kind of like a little boring, a little stagnating, stalling a lot against the cage, but he had the better position.
What's your perception of Nick Newell, though? Like,
man, dude, to do what he does, and like even the guys he's beat some legit guys with one fucking hand. It's crazy, but he's not going to cut in the UFC or anything like that. He definitely seems like a middle of definitely, I don't know, like just shy of the UFC level. But he's beaten some series. He's beaten some big names though, so like not big names, like huge names, but you know what I'm saying, like guys that you actually know of and who have beaten other guys who are legit, and you're like, holy fuck, like Nick Newell beat that guy.
His wrestling is very imposing though, so and he is big. Like obviously the lack of weight that he has to give up in his arm is to the rest. He has a huge torso. Like,
his right arm is probably so powerful, like everything about the grip, everything must be like ridiculous.
And it's probably easier for him to get chokes though with the smaller nub, whatever the fuck you call it, right? Because he has it all the way up to like past the elbow.
Yeah,
but so then it's still a little bit of grip, right? Patrick Mix, Isaiah Chapman. You know,
I don't even think I watched that fight.
No. Patrick Mix is a motherfucker you need to look out for.
Okay, cool.
There's a reason he was a -1,000 favorite.
Oh Jesus, yeah. Bellator has a lot of those squash fights.
Yeah, you know who he beat in his last fight actually? Ricky Bandejas.
Oh, okay, the guy who knocked out Gallagher.
Yeah, He choked him
Nice.
out. Dude is good, man. Like, he's very long and lanky, has really good wrestling background, as well as his grappling is like next level because he's super lanky and he knows how to kind of utilize his legs and all that stuff. So pretty much right off the bat with Isaiah Chapman, he got him down, took his back and held his back for, I think it ended up going to the second round. I can't remember completely, but then he eventually got the choke. But the dude's good. Like, he's definitely somebody that should be looked out for. And I think he's a 45er. Bandejas was 45, right? Or was that 35?
45. But Gallagher's featherweight, yeah.
Yeah, so 45. Yeah. So I think this is somebody that if they ever have another like featherweight tournament, he should definitely be in there. Or even as an alternate because he's going to fucking make some noise. Right. Paul Daly versus Sadawad. I had the under 2.5 here. I was kind of scared initially because Sadawad seemed like he didn't want to be there, and he was really doing his best to like stay away from
the exchanges.
Yeah,
you hit it, right? It was like a minute and a half into the second round.
Yeah. In the first round, he just looked a little bit too hesitant. He didn't seem like he wanted to engage as much, and I'm like, Paul Daly's probably not going to be able to pull the trigger here. And then fucking left hand from hell again.
Going into the fight, I was like, Paul Daly should finish this guy.
Yeah.
Like, he should win.
And remember Sadawad just fought like 3 weeks ago.
I didn't know that.
Right?
Yeah, I heard that on the broadcast. I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
I can't remember who he lost to. Yamaguchi?
Goiti
Yamaguchi, sorry. Yeah, he just subbed him out quick and he's like, all right, let me just get the fuck back in there.
He's more of a stand-up fighter, so.
I was surprised that he like took the fight against Paul Daly though. Like,
too short notice. And then he didn't even really look like you said. He looked like he was a little scared and then boom, just left hook. He kind of went like wobbly, like a James Vick type fall. Yeah.
He almost did that inflatable tube, man.
Yeah,
whatever the fuck thing is there. And then obviously the main event, Rory McDonald, Douglas Lima.
Yeah.
First 2 rounds were a little bit of a snooze fest. I thought Rory won the first round. I thought second round Douglas Lima won.
Yeah, see the first round,
it was more of a feeling out process.
The first round was one where I was like, Lima should get that, but I think the judges are going to give it to Rory.
The most he did in that round though was like a leg kick.
Yeah, but I thought Rory did absolutely nothing. And like Lima just did, even what little he did was enough to win. Like, that's how I kind of felt about that.
I think there was
round.
2 judges that had it 50-45.
Yeah. So that
2 judges probably already saw it that way.
And then the second, I felt Lima just barely outpointed him.
And then he started to take over because that's when Rory started to go for the takedowns more, which allowed more openings for Douglas Lima. Lima was able to get the takedown defense and
he was countering well. He was starting to light him up.
Some of those jabs.
Yeah.
He was really snapping Rory's head back. His timing was great.
Rory just couldn't get anything done.
It didn't seem like Rory really wanted to be there, to be honest.
Again, right? Same little feeling you get. Yeah.
Like that.
Maybe, or he seems to just get shut down easily.
Maybe it's like a confidence thing. Like, it's like, if he doesn't feel like
I think it just is a mental thing. Like, sometimes he's ready to go. Maybe recently he's just not ready to go. But I don't know. Maybe he was also overhyped a bit. Like, he was supposed to be the second coming of GSP.
Yeah.
And like, he's keeps hitting roadblocks and losing fights that everyone thinks that he should probably be winning. So
with Rory though, it's also, you do tee him up to be like GSP 2.0, but then when he gets all these big fights, he's always falling short.
Yeah.
Right. You got the Robbie Lawler fight, both Robbie Lawler fights.
Yeah. Like the first Lawler fight, I remember Rory was a like 3-1 favorite, and I put a little money on Lawler, and I remember hitting that bet. Yeah, yeah. Like, he was supposed to easily win that fight.
He's absolutely found Jesus. Like, did you listen to the post-fight not press conference, but the post-fight interview with him in the cage?
It seems like that's all Yeah. He keeps talking.
He goes. Oh, it was a pleasure of mine to step in here with the fellow brother of Christ. Glad that Jesus was looking over us. And during this, I'm like,
it's painful.
Okay, I'm out. I'm completely off the Rory train now.
Yeah, he's...
Be religious all you want. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to like shit on anybody who's religious, but still, like...
He's too preachy when they get all preachy and weird about it.
Yeah, a little bit too much.
Like, stop talking about it. It's cool.
First person Douglas Lima thanked? The big man upstairs. Right away.
Yeah.
But that's where it stopped for him, because then he's like, thank my coach, thank my teammates.
I like Douglas Lima. I think everyone likes Douglas Lima. He's cool.
Sean Grand, I think he's one of the commentators for Bellator, or was one of the commentators. He goes, Douglas Lima is finally able to step out of the shadow of his brother Diego being in the UFC. I'm like, wait a second, bro.
I'm sorry. He actually fucking said that? Are you kidding? It's right. Here's the funny part. Right before you said that, I was just about to say, isn't it weird how Diego's the one in the UFC? I was literally about to say that until you said that. That's insane.
Everybody was like right after that came out, everybody was piling on him. People are like, it's unfortunate that Shogun, who has been living in Ninja, who was Shadow, and I put out there, it's shitty that Matt Hughes is living in Mark Hughes' Shadow. Shit like that. I'm like, think about it. Either you're not a true MMA fan.
And Lyoto's.
Shinzo and Lyoto, right? Either you're not a real MMA fan, or that's the stupidest statement you could possibly
Joe
make.
Lozon and Dan Lozon.
It doesn't, just because you're in Bellator doesn't completely mean that your skills and your accomplishments should be downplayed. They're not, because especially in this day and age now, where the Bellator is actually getting a lot of the UFC talent.
It's not even like, look at his record.
Yeah.
And look, Diego feels like a fighter who's still coming into his own, is like younger and
third time welterweight champion. Third time.
Yeah.
3 times.
Douglas Lima has been fighting the best for years.
Yeah.
Like he's actually beaten. Again, I know Lorenzo Larkin's been kind of like a little bit of a bust coming into Bellator because of that daily loss, especially where you're like, oh my god, you lost a daily. Like, look how you were looking in the UFC.
Neil
right?
Magny, I think Magny,
and then
was
he even had
fight.
a close fight against Lima, right, in his debut. But Lima's like, that's like 2 top UFC guys, especially in Rory, that he's
dismantled.
Yeah, like even the first Lima Rory fight, you didn't feel like Rory won the fight. You felt like he won the MMA contest.
True.
Right? But like, I think damage wise, like Lima definitely fucked him up more. So that's why coming into this fight, he was the favorite.
One of the big losses for Lima was Ben Askren too.
Yeah,
right. If they have a rematch now.
Well, especially, are we going to get into the Ben Askren fight, man?
We're going to get into UFC Singapore. Don't worry about that. But let's give Lima a little bit of shine.
I mean, I love Maya, and I'm really happy for Maya, but like the Askren. That's it. Like, the experiment's over, bro.
The point I'm trying to make is, if you're supposed to get Ben Askren now fighting the Douglas Lima of today, it's kind of like catching these guys that almost at the wrong time. Like, I like to think of it as like Floyd Mayweather against Canelo Alvarez.
Here's the problem, though. He would definitely be, his takedown defense was on point against Rory, right? Good. Amazing, right?
But you're going to get better takedowns from Ben Askren.
But the issue, though, like in the 5th round, when you finally do get him down, he doesn't seem that great at getting back up. He still seems to have an issue with getting back up.
Yeah.
But it's just super difficult to get him down. But a guy like Askren, he'll probably get you down at some point. So you got to have something to get back up.
I think
so. It could still go the same way. Like, he could still control Lima.
But I still think that Lima's shown improvement in his, like,
if anyone's improved more, definitely Douglas Lima, 110%. Like,
there was actually one exchange. I'm not sure if you saw it in your middle of your doze off.
Yeah, I was trying to stay away for the whole thing. I was dozing.
Yeah, it was like the fight started almost at midnight Eastern Standard Time, so it cut us some.
And then the first 2 rounds were like, come on, is this what we're getting here? Like, throw something. And then the third a little bit, but I was like, yeah.
I'm not sure if you saw the exchange where McDonald, I think it was the 4th round, McDonald got him down. It was like a weird exchange because Lima was throwing a kick or something, and then Roy went for the kick or for the takedown, got the takedown, and then Lima actually reversed him immediately. Like, he did some sort of like butterfly sweep immediately and reversed positions and got on top.
Okay, see, I don't think I saw that, but I did see like
that was actually
Lima,
impressive.
I think I did see Lima on top of Rory at one point, so I was probably like in and out.
It was probably right before that.
Missed the scramble,
Yeah, it was an impressive scramble. I was not expecting that from him at all, but the takedown defense just seems so fucking on point.
His takedown D was like, it was like Rory was hitting a wall. Like, as soon as he just drove his hips in and stopped, he couldn't.
One of the first takedown attempts where actually Rory got in on him.
Yeah, and he just stopped him.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck?
I'm like, that's some strength right there. Like, he's got a solid base.
I was very surprised at that. But so many people are like so high on Douglas Lima. Like, he's almost the entire betting community was on Douglas Lima.
I would love to see him in the UFC, especially now.
I don't think we're going to get it.
I don't think so either.
I don't think we're going to get Michael Chandler. I don't think we're going to get
What
Douglas
incentive
Lima.
Does he have to leave when he can beat everyone in Bellator and win $1 million Grand Prix?
Exactly.
He won $1 million. Is he going to go to the UFC and get $1 million paycheck? Probably not. That's the problem. But
he would need to wreck shop in Bellator for
he's top 5 welterweight easy in the UFC. I think he's okay. Well, let's go through the
rankings right here.
Yeah. Let's check the list out first. Okay, here's one. Jorge is number 3. You don't think Douglas Lima would be favored in a fight against Jorge Masvidal? I think he would.
He could, yeah.
He's the bigger fighter. Jorge's probably not going to get him down.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He's got the boxing advantage, but overall striking, Lima might have the advantage. Like, come on, man. I could see him being a top five welterweight.
I really need to see Jorge fight, especially Jorge against Nate. I need to see that fight to really see where Jorge is.
Let's see.
Because I feel like his skills are being super exaggerated right now with the Darren Till knockout, with the quick Ben Askren finish. Like, we need to see more from him, in my opinion. The Darren Till one was like he got dropped right away in that first fight.
He got
dropped immediately.
Punched, flash knocked.
And Darren Till was doing a really good job with holding the distance, and I think he was winning that fight before he got knocked out. At least that first round. That first round, I thought he won.
Because of the knockdown. But the second round, no, even if towards the end of the first round and all up to the knockout in the second, Jorge was like, Till would land like one, and then Jorge would counter with like 2 or 3 bombs and start to. He was
There's one thing that Jorge did really well in that fight, which was switching stances. Once he started switching to the southpaw, that's kind of what threw.
He did a little stutter step thing and just bombed him.
Right after right when the second round started, he started to play with the stance switch. So I think that kind of threw off Darren Till.
100%, he tripped him out. Yeah,
I actually do agree with you though. I do think Douglas Lima would be favored this time around against Jorge Masvidal.
So you got to say he's a top 5 UFC welterweight.
Leon Edwards.
That would be an interesting fight. Leon Edwards is like one of those where it's like, well, he doesn't look super impressive in any one of his fights, but then he beats everybody.
I know.
So it's like, what the fuck? He still keeps winning.
He's just doing enough to beat these guys.
Yeah, like
Dos Anjos.
Like he even got rocked against Brian Barberino when they fought. When they fought. Yeah, he got rocked against him in the third round and kind of like just held that out.
How about Darren Till against Douglas Lima? How do you think that would go?
I would favor Lima. I think. Okay, here's what I think about Darren Till. I think he's got all the skill in the world. He seems to be a low IQ fighter. If we're being honest,
he has tall man striking defense, and I don't like that. He relies on his like movement backwards.
Yeah, he's got amazing footwork and that left and like crazy Chris striking and stuff. But like when he fought like a top level guy like a Jorge, who they're gonna game plan and stuff. Yeah. Like I don't think he has more than his natural gifts. I don't know if he can adjust and you know what I mean, like as well. So fight IQ wise, I'd give it to Lima there, and I think Lima would probably win that fight too. I don't know if he'd be favored though.
Yeah,
we have to see how Till looks against Gastelum.
I don't think it's gonna go well. I don't think it's gonna go well.
I think
I'm being completely honest.
You gotta play money on Gastelum in that.
He's roughly around -160, -170 right now. But I'm waiting for the Gastelum inside the distance line because I think he's gonna land on him and fucking put him out. I think if it goes to a decision, we could see a Darren Till win. That would be him probably being super disciplined, keeping his range as much as possible, and like landing on the outside of Gastelum. But Gastelum does such a good job of closing the distance.
The fact that Till has been like deaded like that, the way he was, and Gastelum's got that granite chin, and he's got that boxing.
But we don't know. We don't know if it's gonna like carry over after that Adesanya fight.
But he took still damage. But he still never got put out. He got dropped like 3 times in one round and still wouldn't go out.
Here's a good discussion. What's worse? Is it getting one punch knocked out like Darren Till got?
No, it's definitely what probably happened to Gastelum.
To Gastelum.
But the fact that he didn't go out means maybe his bar wasn't still fully depleted. Like he could still take some before he gets put out still. Like you know what I mean? But if you get beat on then put out, that's like the worst.
True. So you would rather get just one punch knocked out? I guess, yeah. You get knocked out one time, but his head
no.
fucking bounce off the canvas too.
Accumulation wise, no.
Much worse.
Like it was when he got dropped in the second round against Adesanya, it probably would have been better if he just never recovered.
True.
Like for his health, long-term health, 100%. Like it would have been just better. Adesanya jumped on him, finished him, and that was that. Like he didn't have to go through drop 3 times in the 5th, dropped in the 4th again.
They could have stopped that fight in the 5th too.
100%.
Right.
Rogan, if you listen back to that fight, I remember I watched it recently before the Whitaker. Yeah, like as soon as Gastelum gets dropped the 3rd time in the 5th, he's like, it's done. He's out. Like it's over. Like stop it. And you're like, oh my God. But he still was somehow fighting. And
I do pray and hope that we eventually get Douglas Lima in the UFC, but time is kind of running out. He's 31.
Come on, that's not that bad.
He has maybe a solid 4 years of
4 years
potentially fighting top level guys.
Yeah, but honestly, if you look at the Bellator
roster,
yeah, that's
it's okay.
Like, wait, what standings, rankings? No, what am I looking for?
Fighters?
Roster. Yeah, if you look at that, he's kind of beating all the top guys. No, he beat Paul Daly, who's still hovering at the top. I guess the only guy is John Fitch, because he had the draw against Rory, so he might be like the only guy maybe.
Does he maybe start talking about fucking champ status now? Does he go up to middleweight and challenge? Who's the champion now?
I'd rather just
Lovato.
I mean, man, I'm hoping he looks at it like, you know what? I've literally hit the top in Bellator. I've beat all the guys. I just won the $1 million Grand Prix. Maybe it's time to go to the UFC and do something new. You know what I mean?
I think like he's. I think
what
he's
else
just
is
gonna keep,
next?
He's going to keep waiting for the trickle down fighters from UFC that come there, or the homegrown talent that Bellator continues to, pump up. Could be that.
Selfishly thinking though, I'm just like,
of
please
course.
go to the UFC. Like you've literally hit the
pinnacle
of the mountain at Bellator. There's nothing left for you. Just go to the UFC.
I would love to see what his contract looks like in terms of how many fights he has left and how much he's actually getting paid. Because I think they got like their fight purse and then he got the $1 million on top of that.
No. I think the final fight is just $1 million.
So then what
you win it,
what did Rory get?
Probably like $200K. I think that's how, at least it was kind of like that in the PFL, where like the loser would get like $200K and then the winner gets like the $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
So if he lost, he probably would have still got like 200, but because he won, he got the $1 million. So
speaking about the UFC, let's get over to fucking UFC Singapore. Let's start from the bottom of the card at least. Actually, you know what? Let's just free flow it. Let's just start off with Askren and Maia. That one was a little bit depressing. It was bittersweet. It was bittersweet.
Mostly because we put like money on Askren, but otherwise, like I do like Maia. Mm-hmm. But I was also excited to see Askren in the UFC because his grappling is that good.
Yeah.
And you wanted to see what type of run he could go on. And it's just kind of like, oh, it's so deflating now. It's like, like I think he legit beat Robbie, but there's still the controvery around it.
Yeah.
Then it's I'm taking that as a W. Yeah. And then he gets choked out by Maia right away. It's like
he gets knocked out and choked out. Back to back.
Just
fights.
like a pin in the balloon, right? The Askren experiment's kind of like I don't think he's gonna get a title fight. How can he at this point?
There's so many people out there knocking the UFC for doing that trade, but first thing I think of right away. If we don't do that trade, we don't get Jorge Masvidal versus Nate Diaz. We don't get the Jorge Masvidal fucking superstar that he's become this year. So,
dude, Askren is legit, man. Like,
he is.
Another thing you have to understand, yes, he got finished by an old Maia, but he also engaged in Maia's strong suit. Whereas the guys who Maia loses to, it's always they're always trying to disengage, and that's how they beat him. That's the
advantage those guys have, though. I think they have a lot better striking than a Ben Askren, right?
Yeah.
Because Maia was still landing some good shots on Ben Askren.
It was close though. Like they were both kind of teeing each other up with kind of bad striking.
Still had some
Maia had the crisper technique for sure. Ben Askren's striking looked pretty bad, but he was kind of landing more because it seemed like his cardio was a little better.
I was more scared when Maia landed on Askren.
100%. That's right? Askren was landing more, but Maia's shots were better because he was crisper. But Askren probably had a little bit of cardio, and Maia was pacing himself a little more. But that was the grappling was awesome to watch though.
Oh yeah, Thomas and Ben Foley.
I really did think Askren would be able to control Maia more because the way Jake Shields kind of did when they fought.
Yeah,
but man, like Maia won most of the grappling exchanges. Like
he kept sweeping him.
Yeah, as soon as Askren was even on top, it was like he couldn't do it. Like he would do something in reverse or something. It was like holy fuck.
The size difference was very evident as well once they actually like faced off. Maia was way bigger than him.
He's bigger, yeah. Maia was coming. Maia, he always surprises everybody. Like when he does these face-offs with everybody, he's bigger than all these guys. He's a big dude.
Fucking like everybody was scared for Maia in that fight, in my opinion. And then he comes out there and fucking chokes him out. 1 minute. Yeah.
Like 2 minutes, maybe 90 seconds, 2 minute fight. Yeah, easy. Just gets his back.
Wraps him up, gets his back, done.
Dude, this is a huge win for him though. Because Ben Askren, you could argue, the Jorge fight, it was literally like this 1 in a million thing. And he got knocked out. But he's an undefeated fighter outside of that. Now, Damian Maia is coming off a win where Ben Askren engaged in the department of fighting that he wins all of his fights in and choked him out and finished him in there, like in that area.
Yeah.
That's massive. That's a huge win, right? So
he's number 10 now.
He was number 10 going into the fight against Askren.
So Askren dropped.
No, Askren was 11 and Maia was 10.
I don't even know if this is probably not even updated.
No, it's not. Maia was actually ranked above Askren going into this fight, so I don't think it does much in that regard. But 3-fight win streak and your last fight is a finish over Ben Askren. It should get you a big fight. Damian Maia calls out Diego Sanchez.
He knows his career is done though. Like he wants
a couple of more fights. I guess he doesn't need the bigger, but bigger than Diego. Get a bigger name fight to get more money. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it was I don't think anyone cares to watch a Diego Sanchez.
I understand why he calls him out, just because Diego's been calling him out for a while now. He is a little bit of a name.
Look what Michael Chiesa did.
Damian Maia is not on any track to fight for the title. He's not fighting for the title.
100%. But look what Michael Chiesa did to Diego.
It's all good. Let Damian Maia go out there and
Damian Maia is bigger than Michael Chiesa.
I know. But still, let him go get a fucking performance of the night. Quick tap out. Oh, maybe even gets his like a legit highlight reel knockout.
I don't think so. Oh my God.
Why not? Let's fucking try that out.
Maybe that's when Damian Maia should retire. Just match him up with guys he can knock out so he can finally get that knockout win.
So Diego Sanchez, and what's another matchup you think would be?
I guess the UFC is just going to give it to them because they'll be like, well, you deserve way better, but if you want Diego, here's Diego.
Here's Diego, yeah.
And for Diego, it's like, well, you're probably going to lose and he shouldn't be fighting, but he's not going to hurt you. So.
Yeah.
Here's Damian Maia.
I was surprised at the amount of damage that Damian was actually able to incur on Ben Askren on the feet too.
No, I thought if it stayed standing, Maia was going to light his ass up because Askren's bad on the feet.
I think I was more so surprised at how long it stayed on the feet. I felt like it would have gotten to the ground a little bit quicker.
That's one thing about the fight that I found surprising. I thought they would both want to go grapple.
I thought Damian would be inviting of the takedown.
Askren was the one who wanted to grapple.
Yeah.
Maia was resisting the grappling to strike. But when they did engage in grappling, Maia seemed to be winning it and like almost having the advantage because then he choked him out in the third too. It's like, what the hell's going on here? This is kind of weird.
Could have been a little bit of game planning in terms of maybe trying to get Ben Askren to suck wind a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that could work against him too because we know that Damian Maia doesn't always have the best gas tank when he's being pushed and pressured as well. So
no, but when you engage him in grappling, even if he's tired, he's still gonna
his reflexes just
he's gonna school
over.
you. Yeah, he's still gonna school you. That was a legit incredible win. Like the fact that he finished him, I'm surprised too. I thought if that fight should go to a decision.
The fact that Ben Askren lost, I just don't know who I truly want to see him go up against if he even has another fight in the UFC. The only matchup that really comes to mind, and strictly due to the buildup of it, would be a Colby Covington fight. However, he's fighting for the title next.
No, here's the problem, right? I would not want to see that fight because I think
Colby mops him.
Exactly. Like I think when you look at the way Askren's takedowns are and stuff, like he's not going to get Colby down. Colby's going to resist the grappling, and on the feet, Ben Askren is at a disadvantage against anybody in the whole division.
Yeah, Colby doesn't have the most crisp striking, but he has pace and pressure and just
everybody
just
has better striking than Ben Askren, though.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Everybody has better striking than Ben Askren. So and Colby easily avoided Maia.
Yeah, in terms of
I don't know. I just don't see Ben being able to get him down that repeatedly to avoid the striking.
I just want to see like who else we could potentially have fight.
I think Askren is done. Is he going to take another fight? He didn't seem to hint at retirement, but like, dude, how do you get back to a title fight now? You're already 35.
I don't know if title fight is probably his
he wanted
to
do it to prove he's the best in the world. You think he's going to stick around though? A guy like Ben Askren?
I would have loved to seen Ben Askren against Tyron Woodley.
That'll never happen.
But they're just boys.
Yeah, they're boys. They train together.
That's the unfortunate part. I don't know what else we could possibly see from him. Like everything else is kind of dangerous for him. Ponzinibbio, he could probably beat Ponzinibbio, to be honest. I think he would be able to get him down. But if that stays on the feet, it's not a good time for him.
But that's any fight for Ben Askren. The thing is, he can mostly get guys down. But when you're dealing with a high-level wrestler like a Colby or an Usman, or a guy who's also a master in the grappling like a Maia, it's bad matchups.
Do you want to see Ben Askren fight again?
I would like to see him because I still think, even though Maia's old and lower ranked, stylistically wise, it's not a bad loss when you think of what Askren has to do to win a fight. he has to engage in the grappling.
Yeah.
And the guys that Maia has lost to, if they engaged him in the grappling, he probably would have won all those fights. If you when you really think about it,
none
right?
of those guys wanted to do
but
that,
he fully engaged into that realm, which is like hot lava for anybody else. Like nobody. Colby, he goes after everybody. Stayed the hell away from Damian Maia. Woodley away. Usman stood away. Like, whoa, no. Usman for the most part, he did. I don't remember how that fight went too much.
I don't recall that fight much either, actually.
I remember the first round, Damian Maia had his back against the cage in that weird position where Usman's hand is hooked back, and then the referee broke them up, and Rogan was really pissed about that.
Oh yeah. Was that the first round?
That was the first round. Yeah, fight, and then I think from that point onward, I don't think he even got him down. I think it was just Usman winning a stand-up fight, but whatever. But either way, like if you fully engage Maia in the grappling, it's not going to go well for you. So it on paper, it might look like a worse loss than it actually is for Ben Askren. So I still think he beats a lot of these top guys. Like who's in the top 10?
Woodley's 1, Colby's 2, Masvidal's 3, Edwards is 4, Dos Anjos is 5, Nate is 6.
I honestly think Askren would have a decent chance against Dos Anjos.
Yeah, I can see that. He's the bigger guy there.
Yeah, just because of the size difference, and maybe if he can just keep pinning him against the cage and just constantly using the wrestling.
Dos Anjos isn't the most prolific striker, so
I'd say no. Dos Anjos is a solid striker.
He's not. Good. I don't think he's going to put Ben Askren out.
Yeah, that's true. Ben Askren has a good chin. He's so lucky about that.
Maybe later in the round, like if Ben Askren gets a little bit more sloppier with his takedown
like
entries.
I could still see him beating all these guys. He's just had like the Masvidal was just like a 1 in a million. It's almost like a write-off fight to a certain degree because it's so like, come on, like if they ran it back, I bet the odds would still be close in that fight. You know what I mean? It didn't say much, and then the Maia fight just.
Gilbert Burns has been calling him out a lot. I wouldn't mind that fight.
I wouldn't mind that fight either.
Burns is 15.
That's not bad. Yeah. Honestly, but I don't know if Askren wants to take such a lower base fight. I think he just wants the name fights if he's not going to be able to prove he's the best in the world. Or why is he doing it?
But it's not like he's getting extra incentive to fight guys with bigger names in terms of pay. At the end of the day, it comes down to
recognition, it does help your brand and
recognition, but
I feel like that's what he'd want out of this now because he was trying to prove he's the best, and if he can't do that, at least give me some big names so I can prove I'm one of the top guys at the very least.
Maybe even like the loser of Hill's up at middleweight now. So maybe even the loser of Thompson and Luque, maybe like that's next weekend as well.
Or even honestly,
the winner.
If Till loses to Gastelum, give him Ben Askren in a welterweight fight.
Till? Wait, sorry, what? Say that
again?
Yeah,
if Till loses to Gastelum, maybe
Till's not going back to 170.
Till Askren.
Till's not going back.
He seems intent on going back. Okay,
I highly doubt he's going to go back. I think once he
if he wins, he'll never go back.
True, but I don't think that there's much for him to go back at 170. This is just a really bad stylistic matchup for him to come back to. At 185, make it his 185-pound debut because one, you're fighting a guy that should be at 170. So even if you lose to this guy,
Kelvin should be at 170. He's just. It's not even like he's got added muscle and is stocky. He's just fat.
Like we don't get chubby to see the full extent of what a 185-pound Darren Till is going to look like because he's not fighting a guy that's technically 185 pounds. He should have gone out there and maybe
he's fighting an oversized welterweight. Yeah,
Jared Cannonier or Jack Hermanson or something like that. Like one of these bigger guys.
Those guys were.
I don't know if he'll be the bigger fighter in there because he's still a big guy.
I mean, can you imagine like Jared Cannonier versus Darren Till right now? I feel like I would be scared for Darren Till.
Me too, just because we don't know the state of his chin.
The way Cannonier is looking and when Cannonier touches you, the way when he touches
Jack
you,
Manson, you feel it.
Yeah, you're getting hurt. Like holy shit.
He's gonna really have to work on his tall man defense there because these guys are gonna have a little bit more of a reach, a little bit more of a size to close that distance. So when he's back here, it may not work for him anymore. Like he's
especially when you get a Jorge doing the little stutter step and reaching and just bombing you.
Even when the Wonderboy fight, every time Wonderboy switched to southpaw, his lack of range and distance management was just like, what the fuck? And Thompson was able to land. Obviously, wasn't able to land enough to hurt him, but still hitting him, right? Was there anything else notable on the Singapore card that you kind of wanted to go over? Like we're going to get into Johnson and Ray on our other thing. Deciding splits, But in terms of other fights, there wasn't nothing else that really stood out. Beneil Dariush went in there and did what he fucking did. You know,
that was actually
down.
I thought it was really impressive.
That was impressive because he engaged in the striking.
He won the striking.
And then was able to start to.
Dariush is one of those guys like he looked like shit against Dober, and you're like, what the fuck? But then, if you remember, he was winning the striking against Barboza in their fight. Before he got kneed, Barboza was getting drowned.
Yeah.
And then he landed that knee, but Dariush was on his ass, and he was landing and beating the shit out of Barboza. So he looks like
his chin.
I thought I was like, holy fuck, Dariush looked like a world beater here. Then he gets knocked out. Then the Hernandez fight happens, and you're like, oh my god, he's fallen back so far. Then the Dober fight starts to get pieced up again before he can finally use his submissions. But then in this fight, he comes out against a Camacho who looked really good against Nick Hine, who he looked like he was reinvented.
Since he's been down at 155.
Yeah,
Camacho's
he looked
great.
like he's been reinvented. Fucking Dariush comes out and looks like the Barboza version. Or the one that fought Barboza.
You got this, Tony.
Version Barboza. But yeah, he looked like that version. It was
when he is able to put his striking together, and if his chin can hold up, this guy's going to be a problem for a lot of people. At 155 with the grappling that he has, and it's not just his striking, but the way he implements his striking is drowning guys. Yeah. That's the thing that really.
He lands his body kicks too. He's got some power shots, man.
You could hear those ones.
Yeah,
and he's kind of long for that division too. I don't know what it is, but his reach is like, it's ridiculous.
It seems maybe like a striking defense issue to a certain degree. If he works on that a bit,
I thought Camacho was going to be the one to land on him. He has power. In his hands.
He looked incredible though.
Cyril Gane versus Don Tomes. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I was a little backgrounding that fight a bit because I was kind of expecting Gane to run through him, and then it took longer.
Third round, knee bar or
was that a heel hook?
Heel hook.
But that seemed like that guy didn't care to defend it. I don't even think he tried to.
He tapped almost
immediately. It was like as he put it on, he was watching him put it on, and then as soon as it hurt, he tapped.
I know a lot of people that lost money on the last two times actually Gane fought. Everybody's been betting him to win by KO. He's going out there and submitting these guys.
Yeah, that's weird.
He's 5-0 now. He was actually the TKO heavyweight champion in Montreal before he came over to
I know he trains with Ngannou. He's all about his stand up.
In France, they were at that MMA factory.
Okay, so
place.
not anymore. Okay,
I think he's still in France, but Ngannou's in Vegas now. I think I'm not 100% sure.
PI trains with the
something
PI.
at the PI. Yeah, creating a monster over there. Staropoli against Salikov was a decent fight.
Oh yeah, that was the one where that guy wouldn't go out. Yeah, Staropoli or something.
Yeah, he did get landed on a couple times.
In the second round, he was really close to getting finished. That was back and forth. Yeah.
What do you think about my dude Movsar Evloev? Did you watch that fight? That was a little bit of a closer fight than I thought it would be. However, he still went out there and won the fight.
Barzola's grappling was incredible.
Yeah, his ability to get back to his feet consistently.
Here's the thing. I think Evloev. Evloev? Is it Evloev?
Evloev.
I thought it was Evloev.
Evloev.
I think on the broadcast
it's called Movsar. Movsar is his first name.
Movsar?
Yeah. Movsar. There we go.
Movsar. Okay. Let's call him that.
It's easier.
He seemed to land a little more. But when Barzola was landing...
He was landing harder.
He was landing way harder. So I think a lot of people actually scored it for Barzola.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I was seeing a lot of scores for Barzola. Second and third rounds. They were giving it to him. Yeah. The grappling was kind of like a wash.
Yeah.
And then...
But I think Evloev still had a little bit of an advantage there. Like, he was getting the better of the exchanges to score the points.
He was definitely more offensive in the fight too. Like he was initiating the grappling.
His
he was
pace
trying to
and cardio is kind of why I'm so high on him. Like he's gone 5 rounds a couple times in M1. Okay. His pace is just constant. Go, don't stop.
So you know he can do it.
And he's working on his striking a lot more now with fucking Peter Yan.
Well, his striking looked incredible. It was crisp, like really good.
And
defensively, maybe but I honestly have to rewatch that fight. When I first watched it, I did have it for
Barzola.
Evloev.
There you go. You're gonna get that. Evloev.
No, yeah, I did have it for him. I thought at least the first and the third. I don't remember actually. Huh. The first for sure, but then the second and the third, I can't remember which one of those I gave to him. But
I think it was 1-1 going into that third. So I had Evloev winning the first, Barzola winning the second.
Yeah.
And then I had Ivloev winning
I think I scored
third.
it probably the same way. Yeah.
I think there was a couple 30-27s in there from the judges, though.
Yeah, I did, because the second and third were kind of similar. And like, if you gave, like, if you were looking at volume versus the power, then I could easily see someone's giving 2 and 3 to Ivloev. But if you were looking at Barzola's power more, you can easily give both of those to him. So I don't know. But
for me, whenever I have a bet on a fight and I hear the judges' scorecards and I hear a 30-27, and I know that my guy won at least one round.
At least one of the rounds, then you're like, yeah,
we
it's
won.
good.
We won,
it's
right?
Good.
But then if it goes the other way and they fucking pull out a Diego Sanchez or some shit, I'm like,
I will say that's the reaction I had during the Johnson-Ray decision being announced.
You thought Johnson had it, no problem.
100%. When you hear 29-28 times 2 and 28-28, you're like, oh, 2 of the judges didn't give him a 10-8 in the last, so Johnson's about to win it. And then you hear it go for Ray, you're like, well, which of the rounds, not the third, did Ray win, huh?
We'll get into that in the deciding splits. I definitely want to go over at least 2 rounds when we do that one. Rafael Fiziev was actually very impressive against Alex White. I love that guy striking. I'm not sure if you watched that fight.
That was one where I literally just had the audio in the background and did not hear. It seemed like he just outclassed him.
I think he's one of the lead coaches at Tiger Muay Thai. So the guy is like a motherfucker for
Alex White is kind of just mediocre.
Yeah. Loma Lukbumi, she had a pretty impressive performance against Albu. Not sure why it was a split decision. It should have been a clear 29-28 for her. She's somebody that everybody should look out for. I think that Yoder Marcos was whatever. Don't really give a fuck about that.
Yeah, that was I watched that fight fully. That was a pretty decent fight. I thought Marcos easily got it. I don't see where the split came from.
It shouldn't have been a split.
Yeah, that was one where I'm like, split. Like, she clearly outdid, like, on the feet. Yoder, move your fucking head, for God's sake. It was weird because Marcos wasn't even like setting up the strike. She would just throw the bomb. Like, it wasn't a feint. It wasn't hidden behind us. It was just throwing the same strike, and you wouldn't move her head.
The funniest part of that fight, though, was as soon as it started, it's a Southpaw versus Orthodox. So they're trying to win the battle.
And they went right to the side. I was like, and the announcers kept calling it out too. Felder and Hardy, like, this is perplexing. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Jeez, guys, like, I have a little bit of cage awareness about where the fuck you are, because you, especially if you're Ashley Yoder, you're putting yourself in a much worse position getting against the cage because Radamarcus probably wants to kind of take you down and grapple fuck you.
Which I actually found interesting that Yoder was the one initiating, and actually,
she does have good jiu-jitsu though, so I'll give her that. So I understand why she'll probably.
She was the one like getting the takedowns, but then Marcos would easily be able to like fight through all of it and then reverse on her, it seemed.
But there's a little bit of a possible lack of fight IQ there for Yoder. Like, you want to win the footwork battle there, but don't do it at an expense for the grappling battle, right? Come on, bitch. Any other big news that, like, did you see the whole Conor shit now? Oh, this is actually something I wanted to say. There is no way we are getting 3 fights out of Conor in 2020. No way.
Is that what he's saying?
0 chance. He's like, he wants January, whoever the fuck it is. It's looking like it's probably going to be Cowboy.
He does want to be active, but I would never think a guy like Conor would ever fight more than twice a year. I almost
want to go with the John Anik route and do like a tattoo bet of whether Conor will fight fucking 3 times in 2020, because I don't think he will.
So
he did January. He's saying Cowboy.
Cowboy?
He didn't say an opponent, but it seems like the front runner is Cowboy. Cowboy or Gaethje, but I think Cowboy might be the one that gets it.
Gaethje should get it.
But then after that, he wants to fight the winner of Jorge and Diaz
for the BMF title. Yeah, because he wants to do the trilogy, and he thinks that Nate will actually win that fight.
Which I might not be completely mad at putting a little bit of money on Nate Diaz at significant dog odds. But, and then he wants to fight the winner of Khabib and Ferguson.
Yeah.
At the end of the year.
Yeah. At the end of that, I don't know, man. That seems like a crazy plan. I don't know if
he says he wants to remain active.
Once you're at the top, you don't fight more than twice a year, if not mostly once a year. Like, when you're at that level, like, how are you going to fight 3 times in a year?
It's all a publicity fucking bullshit. Like,
that's my thing.
To take it away.
That's
from
my
all
thing
that
with Conor. Shit. I hear shit, I read it, I say cool, I move on, I don't think about it, because it's just like, it's just all talk.
Yeah.
And until it's actually announced and gonna happen, you get in the cage, it's not real. And when it is, I'll watch. But I'm not gonna get hyped about all this stuff anymore. Like,
he has that like Floyd Mayweather thing about him, where Floyd he's not the happiest being retired because he still wants to be talked about. So he'll do and say and have a fucking exhibition fight against that fucking kid, whoever that Japanese kid. Like he'll do these weird things to try to keep his name still out there. And I think Conor, especially with all the scandal that he's wrapped up in right now,
have to do that, yeah.
He needs to get out there in front of it and kind of like go back to what he's known for, which is fighting and why people love him, right? So we're not... it's really hard for me to believe that we'll get him 3 times a year or 3 times next year. I believe we'll get him at least once. I'll give him that. We'll get him at least once.
Well, it seems like he's actually signed for the January 18th
Did you see that, though? There were no plans for a pay-per-view in January. But now they're talking about doing a pay-per-view because Conor is deciding to come back.
Well,
right? They don't normally do pay-per-views in January anymore. Like this.
Well, you're right, because they have the end of the year one, December 29th or whatever. So how are you going to have a pay-per-view 3 weeks after that? That's a little strange.
There was 2 pay-per-views in December last year, if I'm not mistaken. I believe there was 232, which was at the beginning, end of the year, and then 231 was the Toronto one.
Yeah.
And then they refused to have one in January.
All right, that's interesting.
So I don't mind it.
He should look. How do you give it to the guy that Gaethje beat if Gaethje wants that fight? Like, if Gaethje won against Cowboy, he should be able to just, whatever Cowboy fight gets, if Gaethje wants that, he should be able to walk right in, man.
I know it's Conor's world.
Yeah, but I guess the whole thing is, Conor's coming off a loss and Cowboy's coming off 2 losses, so they want to give Conor an easier fight to get a win in and rebuild. So that's I truly think Conor against Gaethje, that would be a tough fight for Conor.
For sure.
If Gaethje's not sleeping by the end of like midway through the second, that's probably going to be a bad fight for Conor.
Especially with how much Conor does start to suck wind after that 3.5.
Yeah, and the way Gaethje's been looking recently, holy shit.
One fun thing I want to do at the end of every episode is kind of play Tony Bookmaker. Tony Odds Maker, actually.
Oh, yeah, okay. Because I'm pretty decent at this.
Have you seen the odds they've released for Conor versus Cowboy or Conor versus Gaethje?
No.
Okay.
No, I haven't. Okay.
Let's do Conor versus Cowboy first.
Okay. Minus 170 Conor, plus 140 Cowboy.
God damn. Say that again one more time.
Minus 170 Conor, plus 140 Cowboy.
MMA trader. I think you have a competition for your job. This guy's minus 160 Conor, plus 130.
Okay, what's up? Yeah.
Plus 130 Cowboy.
That's the range, yeah.
And what about Gaethje and Conor?
I would go in that one. I'd probably go with minus 200 Gaethje, plus 160 Conor.
A little bit off on that one.
Okay.
Minus 155 Gaethje.
Oh, wow.
Plus 125. That's actually a Bodog at Bet Online. Gaethje's down to minus 125. That's insane. But I think most of these places have terms and conditions where, like, if this fight doesn't happen by the end of 2019 or some shit,
I feel like if those fights were booked and those odds came out like that, they'd swing.
I think that's what I want to test you on, though. I want to test you on the opening line.
Okay, yeah,
I don't
fair
want to test you on
fair
like,
enough.
once the market
but I feel
gets
like when the MMA experts come in, they'd be like,
they steam the line.
Gaethje's only that big of a favorite? What the fuck? Who's making these odds right now?
There's so many times where that happens, where like they release.
It's definitely overinflated because of the name, right, Conor?
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, fair enough. But that's I would think it would settle around minus 200 for Gaethje.
Yeah. I could see that. I think a lot of people would put money on Gaethje for sure.
Yeah.
Especially being active, how he's been looking, all that type of stuff. I completely forgot they changed that Russia card. The main event's now Magomed Sharipov against Qatar.
Yeah, they pulled it off the Boston card. Poor Qatar.
Well, it was supposed to be the main event, co-main event. Then we had Volkov and...
yeah, they're like, Shab talked about it too. He's like, oh, hey, Calvin Kattar, you know you were going to fight in your hometown? Now
scratch that.
now you're going to be fighting that dude in his hometown.
It's still a 3-rounder, eh?
Okay.
So even though they bumped it up to main event,
but he's got to fly out. It's definitely a disadvantage for Calvin Kattar, man.
True. And Greg Hardy, let's talk about that real quick before we end this.
Good step up. Good for him. I mean, he's taking a hard fight. Like, this is a legit win if he gets it.
I'm very surprised that he did take this fight.
Yeah.
3-rounder, it's a winnable fight.
100%.
It is a winnable fight for him.
Volkov, you if you get in close and pressure him, you can land that bomb. Derek Lewis showed that. As soon as he started pressuring him at the end of the third, Volkov wasn't moving much. He just kept swinging those bombs and got him.
Don't remind me of that.
Yeah, you had the money on, and he was easily like winning that.
It was like 13 seconds away from fucking winning that fight. Yeah, no, I think if he gets past Volkov, it's almost a gift and a curse for him because it will kind of validate him. And then he's fast tracked. Then put him in there with JDS. Put him in there with Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis is supposed to fight Blagoy Ivanov.
I still think even if he beats Volkov, I think they would still go more sideways than up. Like maybe give him like someone still a little lower down, like maybe like Justin Willis is cut, isn't he? Or no, or is he? I don't know. There was that controversy, but maybe like a Justin Willis, because then it's like, oh, what about a guy who? Yeah, I would maybe give him someone like that.
Maybe an Augusto Sakai,
something like that, exactly.
Right. Wald Harris was supposed to fight over.
That's assuming he wins. Now, most likely,
you see the odds on that?
He can get finished and knocked out in the first round, or sorry, he can finish Volkov in the first round, but. Volkov, if he fights even a little smart, should be able to keep him at length. And
Greg Hardy showed some good discipline in that fight, though.
He did,
right?
He did.
Did you see the odds for Volkov and Hardy?
No, I would think Volkov is a slight favorite,
like minus
180,
minus 180. Currently,
plus 150
at 5 dimes. He is minus 305.
Oh, he's a big favorite, eh?
I may put like a.
Okay, skill wise, that's
makes
like,
sense.
That's what the line should be.
Yeah,
but it's just Hardy is such a monster of an athlete, and like, what if he just goes, you know what? Like, I'm coming in on short notice. I got nothing to lose. I'm just gonna rush this guy and bomb him.
See if I can.
And he just like in the Derek Lewis fight, Volkov kind of succumbs to it. Like, I could see that happening. So.
I'd potentially look at a small bet on Greg Hardy just because that factor alone, right?
Yeah.
He's massive too, though.
He's fucking huge. He's thick as fuck. He's a thick boy.
Volkov's going to be slightly bigger than him here, but that's more so length.
But like stocky height, and like big. Oh, he's
very powerful. I'd say that's pretty much about it for this episode, right?
Yeah, not too much happening. It wasn't a very exciting week, but...
Even though there was 3 fight cards.
Now we got the BMF event, though. Yeah, that's going to be great.
I can't wait for that. We got some plans for that weekend.
Yeah.
We're getting together. Tony's making
some food.
His acclaimed Fry Supreme. I fucking love him. Probably the best Fry Supreme you'll ever have out there.
My take on Fry Supreme.
And then we go out to Hungry Hollow. Shout out to Hungry Hollow in Georgetown to grab some brisket. Throw that shit on top of there because that shit is so good.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Total food event.
We only bust this shit out when it's like a big event.
Food coma with a big UFC event. It's a great time.
All the J's and fucking all the food.
That's it, man.
I can't fucking wait. I'm so excited. And that's one of those events where we're going to be like first prelim on.
Yep.
So
the whole day.
No fucking background shit.
That day is like
it's UFC, food.
That day is a complete write-off for anything else.
Yeah. That's a good weekend. Let's put it that way.
Fuck yeah.
All right, that's it for this episode of the Combatosseurs. We'll be back next week as always, but we're going to shortly record deciding splits, and that will be released today on Sunday. And then obviously you guys are going to hear this on the Monday afterwards. But we'll be back next week. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit us with a comment if you disagree with anything me or Tony say.
Yeah.
Happy to talk some shit. I'm going to get Tony to get out there as well. And again, make sure you guys follow him on Twitter at Chewns, CHEWNS. I'm always going to have it at the bottom of the video as well. And then follow me at MMALOTN. And let's just fucking talk some shit. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next week.